hasn't yet made up her mind if she'll take me. I see my love stolen deep. Wrap my future at your feet. For a simple life where love will sleep, you cannot take me. 'Cause every day gets stronger, and every day grows and grows, and I can't wait much longer. Round and round in dreams I go, set me free or tie the bow. Up or down, let me know, but don't ignore me. 'Cause every day gets stronger, and every day grows and grows, and I can't wait much longer. Every day gets stronger, and every day grows and grows, and I can't wait much longer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is Tarnation TV's broadcast at the All-Star Racing League. They're calling it Super Sundays. So it's a lot easier to say it. Welcome to All-Star Racing's Super Sundays. I'm your host, Blaine Donlin, with your other host, Rod Weston. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Yeah, we're doing something a little different tonight. A fun race, not by choice, because we had a little technical difficulties tonight, but and I actually got the pole now. They changed it up a little bit for the Super Speedway Series. No longer qualifying for this round. They're going to be a random draw qualifying, so that'll be a little different. Kind of have to use different strategy, but we're getting ready to go racing here, so we'll have some fun.
Yeah, kind of a last-minute change. It was supposed to be race number 1, but we had some problems behind the scene, and Bryant Wolf wasn't able to make it. So, you know what? It was going to be race number 1, but we'll just push it back to be race number 0. A little bit of a fun race here. We've already been paid for it, so we might as well go ahead and do it.
Yeah, there's a few different cars out there tonight. The whole idea of this season was supposed to be football. Put your favorite football team's scheme on your car. So a few of them have done that.
Oh, cool.
Hopefully you'll see some different cars out there, but basically the only change is the same old thing, same mod, same track. Tonight we're running we're on a different server just because of the technical difficulties, but in the same point system we've always had, just a random lotto qual, which will kind of put some people up front that don't want to be there, and some people that do want to be there might get stuck in the back. So
you can tell pretty quick on a lotto qualifying night who likes to be up there and who doesn't. Because if they don't, they move over and go to the back.
Yep, that would be me.
Yep, that would be you.
Yeah. Not a fan of this stuff, but I love broadcasting it because it's the safest place for me.
It's fun to watch. Yeah, they got, what's it look like? We got about 15, 20 guys out here tonight.
Yeah. Like I said, we had a few not make it. David Chin's not here tonight, Brian Wolf, so. And server technical difficulties, so we're just going to go out and have some fun, call a good race, and we'll see what goes on. Pace car is on pit road. Looks like Ed Finley ended up inheriting the pole after I didn't get to keep it.
Yeah, shout out to Ed Finley. About 5 minutes before the race started, we were trying to get some last-minute car files figured out. And he had sent his car file to Brian, but because Brian could not make it to a computer, we did not have Ed's car, so Ed, backed out of the race, scrambled, got the car file, tossed it up there in the drive, and we got it downloaded, so we get to look at that thing all night. So that's cool. Thank you, Ed. Also, thank you to Jeffrey Elliott, because this is Talladega Nights Racing Facilities loading up the BSR version 3 Talladega track. That's what they race here at ASR. So that's a last-minute deal there for Jeffrey Elliott as well.
To him,
he's of course starting at third. He's of course starting 3 wide situation up high on lap 1. Classic Jeffrey Elliott.
Well, that's what I'll tell you. That's what we love about this track, though, is you can run 3, even 4 wide. But I don't recommend the 4 wide stuff, but a 3 wide. Let's see here. I was trying to. We talked about that. I thought Randy Waugh did get that lap led, so he led the first lap or second lap actually. There in the bottom groove. Looks like Jeff Elliott though has got the good charge on the top side with Perry Bond right behind him. One of the great pushers Perry Bond is. So.
Yeah, you'll find him and Jeff together a lot out here, especially on the super speedways like Talladega. They work really well together.
Talladega Nights guys all stick together, and that's where I met Perry from.
Yep.
Sandoval's another one of the other ones, Garland Oaks. They're all kind of stem from the old Talladega Night stuff. And Randy Waugh too, but Randy Waugh, you'll find Randy Waugh just about any server and every server that's running on any night.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these guys, it's almost a full-time job this sim.
Yeah, he definitely puts in some hours of racing in for sure.
I was texting with Brian Wolf this morning saying the same sort of thing of like, I wonder if this thing will ever go away. And I don't believe it will, because there's something about old games and how they were created where they're just a lot easier for like a community to keep it going.
Yeah.
The way that you even join multiplayer in this is like you go into the Sierra account, you log into the lobbies and you pick lobbies, but then there was a multiplayer button where you can go direct IP. So you can start up a server as a racing server, have people connect to you the old school way, simple IP address, direct connect.
I've seen leagues, that TMP league that I used to run with, he would literally had built a computer just as a server sitting right beside him while he was racing. That was running, our races. Unfortunately, though, as things grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger, when you start getting 25, 30 car fields, your little home computer internet is not going to cover it. So then he had to do something a little different. But.
Yeah, especially, even if that was like 15 years ago. I mean, now broadband internet is crazy fast, and it probably would be fine. But back then, that would have cost, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month just to have something like that. Perry Bond, your new leader, by the way, been pushed by.
I was just going to say that he had snuck down in front of Randy Waugh there, but yeah, he was still doing it not too long ago. But it's just that his internet speed, plus trying to race on it, trying to do it, just couldn't quite handle it. So he ends out now running on the SMO server. So
yeah, like I know any game now that comes out, doesn't matter what it is, if it's a racing game or a first-person shooter or a strategy game, any kind of multiplayer game. I mean, if the company decides to shut the servers down, it's tough for the players to get games going, because if they don't have an easy way to connect, like just typing in an IP address, because they want to control cheating and stuff, that makes sense. But if you want to host a private server, that shouldn't matter, and it would suck if something like even World of Warcraft, that's been around for decades, if they shut that thing down one day, there's a lot of people that would love to keep on playing that game. But I think we're in a good pocket here with this NASCAR race in 2003, because I think it can go on forever, because even something like the new NASCAR 25 that came out, people are kind of hit and miss on it.
Eyeside's actually getting a good run. Yeah. Seth Cole out there with his K-pop Demon Hunter. I had to give him a hard time about that.
Yep.
And the joke behind it, just we had a little kid came over and that's all she wanted to watch was that, and I saw it on his. So you got Bob Sire behind him.
Yeah, we haven't seen Pumpkin in a while. In the
Garland
27.
Three of the the old Talladega Nights guys there with Bob Sire. Ulysses Sandoval and Garland Oates right there on that high side.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't seen Bob Sire in a while. That's cool to see him out there for 27. Pumpkin. And there's no Harley sponsor on that thing.
No, he went with the football team.
Look at that.
They were supposed to.
Holy moly. What happened to Seth? He just got railroaded. That was crazy. I was on my favorite camera angle for that, too. Just watch that top line.
You can see how tight they are and how hard they're pushing each other on the straightaways. Ulysses Sandoval is just really put right on that rear bumper of Bob Sire, and that's what you need to do to keep out front. As I said, I did race with these guys a few weeks that because you take the month of October pretty much off, so I decided to come and play with these guys. I didn't have the greatest luck. I'm always talking about the accordion effect as Bob Sire just got moved up out of the way by Ulysses Sandoval there.
Yep.
But I got the, how they always say, the end result of the accordion effect is usually the guy in the back gets wrecked. That's what happened. Get accordion backed all the way to me, and then I got wrecked out real bad the first one. And just a racing deal, got too close. A little bit of internet latency and got taken out. But luckily I was able to continue and finish that race. But it was a lot of fun racing with these guys.
And that's the thing at the back, the little bumps at the front, they amplify through the field. And if you're at the back, you're not lifting, you're braking.
Don't adjust your lens. They are 3 wide.
Yeah. The whole entire field.
The whole entire field.
Within 0.7 seconds of each other right here.
Yep. It's 0.39.
Oh, it changed. I was looking at the wrong number.
But you're right. They're just lay a blanket on them.
Yeah, 0.4 in the entire field, and we've got 20 cars on the track right now. 15 cars on track.
And last season's champion right there in the middle of the mix in that Budweiser number 6, Brian Rosson, was able to beat out Chuck Taylor for the championship. Unfortunately for Chuck, he got tangled up in one of the wrecks. That it just it happens. He ended up having a damaged car. Ended up me and Robert Springs and him. We were just trying to keep him going, trying to get him up through there, but Yeah, we ended up laps down. Just he had so much damage on it. Randy
that's
Watts
great.
was tucked out.
Right down to the wire with the point system too. Like in that last race, even in the first season, Brian Wolf won the championship by a pretty good chunk. But I mean, if you got 20, 25 cars out here, and you're last, and that guy finishes in the top 10, you can still catch him.
Seth Cole back out front there. But I think he's got Perry Baum kind of on the high side, and that choo-choo train is coming. Get him at the line? Yes, he did.
Yep.
They were motivating that second groove. That's the thing about this track, the way that they run it. It's you can go 3 wide. That bottom groove, everybody always says that's like, they want to be like the preferred line. It's the shortest way around the track. But you get down in that bottom groove, you get them 3 wide. They don't have as much room, so it gets a little tight down there. And usually that bottom groove ends up just kind of losing out a little bit. As I always say, though, the bottom line will get in the corner better, but the top time will get off the corner a little better. And you can see that happening there where Seth got in there kind of a little bit, almost all the way up to the beside Randy Waugh, but then when they exited the corner, like I said, the outside groove just went out. Jeff Elliott coming out on the high side. He's got Bob Sire and Dennis McCarthy back there trying to get that third groove working again.
Yeah, a lot of times it's a great track for 3 wide race, and this version is fantastic.
John Groffrey did a great job with it. Oh, Jeffrey Elliott. Oh, God. There was a bad bumping going wrong. Jeff just got piled into the fence.
Look at Finley going for a skate. He's still sliding.
Yeah, it was kind of a situation where just a bump draft that kind of went wrong. It got Jeff Elliott just a little bit turned.
It sort of started in slow motion. It was weird looking from my angle there.
And it was just kind of one of those situations where Bob Sire got in the back of him a little bit. He's trying to push him, trying to get him up in the front. And then when the hit happened, probably Bob lifted. Whoever was behind him ended up turning Bob. And then the melee ensued.
Oh yeah, it looks like Jeffrey bumped the wall a little bit. Oh, and Jeffrey actually almost got away from it.
Almost.
Yeah.
It was just literally bump drafting, and then just bump drafting going wrong. That's all it was.
And then Finley, because Finley's on the bottom line, and it's kind of that domino effect right across. Put Finley sideways right into Jeff, and they both went for a tumble. That's what that looked like in the cockpit there. We can watch Finley slide on his driver door down the back straightaway.
Looking at our chat in there, of course, Dave Chen was in there, and he said he wished he could have made it, and glad, unfortunately, that he couldn't make it. And then Pumpkin's in there, our in-car reporter. Yep. The guy's typing while he's out there racing. He said Jeff got in the wall himself, so he saw what you saw.
Yeah, going for a slide. That was unfortunate. They were running a great race too, but just a little wiggle, and that's all that happens, especially when they're so close together.
I get a message from Bob saying, check the chat.
Yeah.
We're already talking about it.
So upcoming broadcasts here on Tarnation TV, Talladega. We've got, of course, on Tuesday, we'll be back with the Maverick Cup Series. We're at Phoenix International Raceway. Rod will not be able to attend. However, Jeffrey Elliott will be covering for him in the co-host chair. So that'll be cool. Little last minute kind of. Well, it wasn't really last minute. You gave me about a month and a half notice on that one, so I had lots of time. So join us there on Tuesday, Thursday, of course, Talladega nights. Wow, I got to learn to read stuff. The Talladega Super Speedway, which is also known as the Talladega Challenge. I should just start that over again. Rolling Thunder Gaming's Talladega Challenge, produced by Tarnation TV, commentary by Flat Out Racing Network. Michael Norman, Kyle Matthews, and Seth Cole do most of the talking on Thursday nights. It's a simulcast, so you can catch it here, and you can also catch it on the Flat Out Racing Network's YouTube channel. I send this signal to both channels, so that's a bonus for all the fans involved that like to catch that stuff. Of course, they are using the Rolling Thunder Gaming version 4 version of Talladega over there on Thursdays, which is actually a wider pit road. John Godfrey edited the track, and put an extra lane down there. It's pretty neat to see them utilizing all that tarmac. Of course, next Sunday would have been race number 2 here tonight, but it's actually going to be race number 1, and that'll be covered by Flat Out, because we are going to be at SMO and we are going to be in Miami for their season finale. We will resume coverage here at the Super Sundays at ASR on November 23rd for race number 3. Nope, race number 2.
Yep. We had one Sunday off from ASR. I just wasn't exactly sure. I know I looked at it, but I couldn't remember exactly which one it was we had off.
Yep, but we're still working, just not here.
Yep. That'll be good though. We do that every year for SMO. So
yeah, SMO's pretty solid. I feel bad too because they always reach out for us to go racing there too, and if we're not broadcasting, I'm just not able to get on the track, and I haven't put the steering wheel on the front of my desk for a long time. But those are a great bunch of guys over there, and they always have about 4 or 5 races a year. They like broadcast, a couple tribute races, a couple different series championship races. So yeah, that'll be fun. And it's Miami, so that'll be a different track. They run an open wheel race on Thursdays.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I'll go do that. And I'm like, wait, I can't do that because the Talladega Challenge. So
Robert Springs stayed out, led a lap, which it's not necessarily, he's not, getting points tonight, but that's it's a thing you want to practice. You want to, that's strategy. He come down, took 4 tires. Bob Sire did, and Ed Finley pitted. I didn't see what Bob took for tires, but they're going to start in the back, but that don't mean nothing. They'll be back up there. As long as Bob's car is still good, he'll be up there.
And Ed took a pretty hard hit, but it doesn't look damaged at all. Obviously, there's some scrapes on the driver door, but no front end damage from what I can see on these cameras. It's interesting sometimes how that damaged model treats you. Sometimes you just get caught in a good pocket. When the collision with Elliott might have softened the blow, it sounds weird, but if it was the wall, it would have been way worse.
Oh, yeah.
Jeffrey Elliott has retired from the race, so has Brian Rawson, and so has Dennis McCarthy. Watson had a wheel issue, so must have blown a tire or something.
Or could have hit hard enough to stuff the wheel in there.
Yeah.
We got Perry Bond on the front, Seth Cole on the high side, Andy Waugh behind Perry. Looks like Argyle and Oaks is going to pull down there and hit again, along with Ed Finley. He's got to make sure. Simonet.
Sandoval.
No! Sandoval's going to go. Simonet played a fast one. And Bob Sire coming back down pit road as well.
I always like the fake outs. That's always cool. Like, I'm going to go, guys. Oh, no, I'm not.
Yeah. Seen the real guys in real life do that and get penalized for that because they missed it.
Like behind the cone or whatever.
It's an hour off on the pace car, so that means Perry Bond's going to be up front. He's going to choose the bottom. And Seth Cole's going to be in the top in that K-pop Beeman Hunter car. Randy Waugh. Robert Breedlove. Haven't seen him out too much as of late. I haven't. You might have. But
That's cool. Great job.
Chuck T. And then, I missed Godfrey there.
Godfrey, yeah.
Godfrey, yeah. He started in the back, dead last, and we were talking about other stuff, but he had made his way all the way up to third there for a little bit until he got kind of shuffled back a little bit more, then worked his way back up, on the high side again. You gotta love the track though, because it's a fixed setup, and it's talent too. Anybody can win these as long as they get the right help.
Yep. You can't do it alone, that's for sure.
No. That's the thing about Talladega racing. It's not a single car. The only way you can beat them like that is either strategy with maybe you get better fuel mileage and you can make it they can't, or you get in and out, get a good pit stop in, whatever, and it's close enough to the end of the race where they can't run you down. know about you, but I'm ready for summer.
One day of winter and you're done already.
I haven't had winter yet, and I'm ready for summer.
Yeah, today we got some gross snow. So it all just froze. It froze all the roads right up because the roads are still warm. So then you're dropping, a couple inches of snow on it, and it's just getting packed down into an ice sheet. So there's just nonstop sirens all day long. I don't have the snow tires on my car yet, so
neither do I.
Now that'll be next weekend's job. I'll call that, and we got 3 cars we got to do every year. We do the flip-flop in the winter, do the flip-flop in the spring.
And we're back green. Seth Cole got a pretty good start on that high side. He doesn't have anybody right bleed relatives, not right behind him like Randy Waugh is on Terry Bond. So I think that bottom line is going to prevail just for a little bit. Onfrey down there with him. He's really gotten in there tight. Now Breedlove gets to the back of Seth Cole, so now we got some momentum coming. Simonic's back there, and Robert Spring is going to help push Simonic up there, but he drops to the bottom. That good run there. Like I said, they get that good run coming in. If there's enough cars on that high side, they'll come right back out there. But let's see Sandoval up there on the high side as well. Garland Oaks and Bob Sire. So at the moment, because I say that, they'll probably move to the bottom, but at the moment, had more cars up top.
So black flags are showing for the 2 top cars with Jeffrey Elliott, even though he retired, will be an off-track admin, so he just cleared those. He's not racing, but he still can control the flags.
Yeah. That's just because of the double file restarts a lot of times.
Yeah.
One line gets a little better run. You can't pass if you're on the inside line, until you get to the start-finish line. If you're on the outside line, you're on the outside line and your line goes a little better, you're okay. But that's why with the double file restarts, they clear a lot of black flags throughout a race because of that, just for that scenario.
And there's some leagues that won't do it.
Oh yeah.
There's leagues that we don't clear black flags. Doesn't matter what it is. Even that tight pack racing restart, nope, serve it.
That's the thing with we did that with the Tuesday night deal where Back to the Future they called it Cup Physics, Cup Cars, original tracks, and they did basically it was the game rules. The game itself allows you to do it this way, and they don't you get a black flag, you got to serve it.
That was Chris Elliott that ran that. Yep.
Chris Elliott and I ran it actually.
Oh, you actually started that too. Cool.
Yeah, he started it back up, but and approached me about it, and I'm like, I can't. I'm broadcast on Tuesdays, so I have been racing there on the weeks that we didn't broadcast. I went over and raced. Seth Cole's got that pretty good run going on that high side. A little bit more formed up there on that high side. They're running a little bit tighter line.
Yeah, it's cool when they run that old Back to the Future series because you got the original tracks, the original mod, the original rules.
Ass setup. So I mean, what's nice about that for the admin that's running the series, there's a lot less work. That makes any sense? Yeah. You don't have to worry about making a setup because you're running the fast setup. You don't have to worry about, is the fast setup going to be, right for... So if you're running certain tracks, sometimes, the setup isn't going to be the right setup to run, because the fast setup, because it's not the original track. Robert Breedlove drops down to the bottom in front of Perry Bond.
Yeah. Good timing on that one.
Kind of slowed that momentum on that high side, so he might be able to lead this lap. They can stay formed up pretty good down at the bottom, but Seth Cole and Simonic are doing really good on that high side. Got to get Garland Oaks and Bob Sire up there to give them that extra little push, but got more cars on the bottom line right now than you do up there, and just as I say that, let's see, Sandoval pulls up to the high side, but you still have one more car on the bottom. That gives that bottom side a pretty good advantage. Breedlove was able to lead that lap. He's actually got himself out there 3 car lengths up in front of that high groove.
like you were saying before too about the fast setup. You can't just copy and paste it into another Talladega.
No. And then that's the other thing too.
Or sure, it's the same track, but if there's settings behind the scenes that are different, then it's not gonna mix well.
Yep, and that's why they do the originals. The other thing too, though, is Talladega Nights. They ran like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was the Talladega Nights track. Different mods, different setups, different rules. So what they did on Mondays and Tuesdays, they didn't do any super speedways.
Yeah, because there was enough super speedways going on.
Yep.
Those other days, yeah, Friday and Saturday, especially being the big ones. It was the Shake and Bake and the I'm on Fire series, I believe.
Yep. Drivers with Integrity was on Monday, and then Back to the Future was Tuesday. Yep. And then you had Piss Excellence was Sunday. I can't remember all the rest of them, but they were 4 nights a week Talladega.
Yeah. Yeah, I have all the promos because I used to paint them all for Jeff. He had me there. I was his graphic guy. So every time he needed a graphic painted up, any kind of graphic design, it was me doing it all. So yeah, I remember there was some times where there was almost all 7 days of the week were occupied by racing.
Robert Spring made a pretty good move. He was the 5th car in line on the bottom, and as that second groove kind of went back a little bit, he went from the bottom groove up to the top groove. That put more cars up there. Currently, right now, he's up beside Perry Bond and moving right along pretty good. I thought Breedlove might have gone up in front of him to try to, take that position away from him. They were able to do it. You can see they're running really. Whoa! Little bump draft gone wrong there for Garland Oaks in the back of Simonic. Garland backs off, lets Simonic get back in line. Just got a little bit hairy right there for a minute.
Yeah, right when I was going back and watch that spring movie you were talking about on the replay, give a different angle of it there.
Sideline just got basically got so far back. Spring pulled out in front of him that added another car. Just gave them that extra incentive that they needed. But that deal with Simonic and Garland Oaks lost a lot of momentum from that. So Garland Oaks decides, I'm going to go third groove outside. Whoa! They are jockeying back and forth there.
This might be an exhibition race, but they don't care. They're racing like it's still for points.
They're putting on a heck of a show, that is for sure.
Yeah, we're halfway to the end now. That's one thing about Season 3, Brian. They dropped the start time to the race stays the same. The broadcasters usually set the start at 7:30 p.m. to let guys get back to their Sunday nights a little bit earlier, and then they drop the lap count down from 66 down to 57. So one tick back on the percentage. It just gets everybody in and out, and if you got stuff you got to do on Sunday nights, there's lots of time to do it. But fortunately, they had some issues this evening, but we'll just make it an exhibition race. And race number 1 will be the race 3 season 3 will start officially next Sunday right here with Flat Out Racing.
Yeah, they got 2 wide, they got everything all formed up, and as soon as they had 2 great lines, they just moved out and went, let's go 3 wide.
Yep.
I've been lobbying with Brian to try to see if they can get it just a little bit later, and at least especially in the summer months, just because of my racing, but talking to the guys where I run, they're talking about doing a few more Saturday events. So hopefully that'll help us out and get me there a little more often in the summer months.
Yeah, because your real life racing kind of runs right into that same time. It's a little bit too close.
Yep.
You know what you need to do, though? All you need to do to fix that is just move closer to your local track. Just move.
I only live half an hour away.
I was going to say, you must live pretty close, because when you're done, you're that close to being able to make it to like an 8 o'clock race.
The biggest thing is they do trophy presentations after that.
Right.
When you're finishing the top 3 quite a bit, you want to be there. And I don't keep the trophies; I give them to kids. So I make some kids' days there when they look there. They're sitting there one day. I had one kid that was like, "Mom, I want a trophy," and I kind of hinted to his mom and said, "Don't worry, he's getting one."
Yeah, that's cool.
And made that kid's day.
That's super cool.
Robert
That would be funny if your Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, Rubber Sire's got that second groove working right now, and he's got a head of steam coming. Probably, the way they're rolling, he's going to be, I would believe, in the lead when he comes around to the start-finish line.
Yeah, that would be funny if you were at the real race and it was over and you're like, you're not going to stay for the trophy presentation? Like, no, man, I got to go. I got a NASCAR race in 2003 season league I got to get to.
Yeah.
Don't you know who I am? Rod Weston, one of the hosts of Tarnation TV on Sunday nights at ASR. God.
Come on, guys. Seth Cole goes to the bottom. He was on the high side. Had a really good run going.
Yeah.
He had a head of steam. Instead of using it to push Robert Spring up into Bob Sire, he pulled it down to the bottom right in front of Breedlove.
That's the thing. When you get that much
geez,
steam.
that was close.
Wow, yeah. When you get that much steam, you're like, what am I going to do with this? I mean, you could lift or just thread that needle, especially in an exhibition race.
That's the thing they do is, you get that head of steam, you come down, all of a sudden that inside line gets it, you pull down to it. But then you're Garland Oaks and you're like, well, thanks guys. Can't tell you how many times these guys can't pick a line.
No.
They're doing what you have to do.
Yeah.
If there's momentum on the high side, you go to the high side.
It's like
Momentum on the low side.
we're just better off to just shut the mics off and just watch. It's too
fun.
hard to call this. It's like, man, even in the back there too, they keep flipping around as well a little bit. But yeah, it's like, you've got we've had a different front row every 3 laps.
You're talking about 11 cars out there left running. A few of them got wrecked out in that earlier incident.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are always, some leagues, they just want more and more and more and more. I've always liked the concept of a 15 to 20 car fields, just because it's better racing. You don't have as many cautions. Look, these guys are putting on a hell of a show.
Yep. Yeah, we had a great race last week at the Talladega Challenge. There's a full house as always, like 41 cars showed up, and one yellow on a 66 lap race. And then there was a second yellow that came out near the end, which really affected the fuel strategy because everybody was going to have to pit. But then it came down to like guys running out under yellow because they were trying to save every last drop of fuel. And it was a pretty awesome run for, like you said, a pack that big. There's usually more than one yellow. It's too bad that the second yellow came out because it was just an internet lag thing. Cars swept back and forth.
Yep.
Wouldn't happen. It was a wild finish both ways because it was a field mileage race no matter what. But yeah, these smaller packs, there's a lot more room to move.
It definitely is. Looking in the chat there, Bob Sire, he's out there, the 27. While he's racing, he's chatting to us. So that's talent right there.
Yeah.
He's driving with his knee, I believe. He's out there saying he misses the dirt series, and that's the only thing that NASCAR 2003 really, in my opinion, the dirt tracks aren't. It's hard to get them to where they're kind of a realistic kind of thing.
Yeah, because they're faking it pretty hard to make it work, which is amazing. I love that they pulled it off.
Yeah, and then you've got Denny Carroll, which I'm surprised he wasn't out here tonight in this field. He's out there saying hello to you.
Hello, Mr. Denny. As he said, hello, Mr. Blaine. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah, this was supposed to be race number 1. Some issues before the race. We had to switch this to the Talladega Nights racing server. So again, thank you very much, Jeffrey Elliott. Last minute, had to switch the whole product up over onto the Talladega Nights side, and we're racing. Turned it into an exhibition race. But you know what? Everybody was here, so let's do the thing. So yeah, like I said, join in next week. Race number 1 of season 3 will be officially next week. Flat out racing, and then we're back on deck the week after that. And as always, thanks to all the viewers for viewing what we do.
Be there for the next 9 races, correct?
Sorry?
We'll be there for the next 9 races because we were supposed to do this week, and then we got SMO, and then we were going to do the last 8, but now it's going to be 9 races.
This is an 8 race season, right?
Oh, that's right, 8. I'm thinking it was 10.
No, yeah, it's 8. Yeah, it's only 8.
Doing the next 7. Okay.
7, so it'll be the final 7. Yeah, Seth will kick it off for us, race number 1 next week, and then we'll take care of the rest. And like I said, man, like last year, it came down right down to the last race because they don't do playoffs here. They just do, here we go, pitting.
Ooh, green flag pit stops coming. Bob Sire, Robert Spring,
That's how you
Randy
do it.
Waugh, Perry Bond, Simonic, and Breedlove.
Yep. Fortunately, we do not have Randy Waugh's car file, so it's just a stock 21 on screen right there. That's not
Amco Hooker Headers car.
Yeah, the Hooker Headers car, yeah. There's Bob hitting his pit. Randy, Bob
4
Sire,
tires,
Larry Bond, Robert Spring, Robert Breedlove, Adam Simonic. This pack being led by Seth Cole. Probably not far from doing the same thing.
They all most of them took 4 tires, which is pretty surprising.
Become Garland, Seth Cole, Chuck T, John Godfrey, and Ulysses Sandoval. This is green flag racing. I love it. So I'm curious now. Flawless here on the entrances. It's the pit stops themselves, how well they can hit their stall and get out of here if anybody gets left behind.
Like I said, I was surprised that some of them they took 4 tires, but so like Garland Oaks, he's only taking left sides. Godfrey's only taking left sides.
Okay.
So Seth Cole only took rights. These guys only took 2 tires, but the thing of it is it's the reason why you want to do that on a super speedway. For one, you don't wear tires as much. 2, if you have the game has random breakdowns in the motors, but it also has random issues on your pit stops. So should an air gun jam, that could. Looks like Robert Spring there got a little, must be had a penalty. Speeding on pit road. I don't see the black flag, but
It's not being reported on.
doing a drive-through, so he must have had a speeding. Didn't report it as such, but
I mean, it may have. Sometimes it pops up there for like half a lap and goes away. Because he might have been committed to the pit lane and might have cleared it.
the 2 tire stop guys actually got out in front. So, you know what I mean? They had a better. That's not necessarily saying that the 2-stop strategy was the perfect way to do it. It's just they got in their delta time. I always called it. They get into the pits quicker. They get out of the pits quicker.
Yep.
Ended up with the lead. Now that the other pack isn't that far behind them and is now running them down, and then it won't be long. They'll be all right back together again, like they are now. I think we have a few cars that must have missed their pit stops. We know Robert Spring had to go back down through to do a speeding on pit road.
Chuck T is back there too.
I was checking.
Draft. Yeah.
So only 2 cars had issues.
So it doesn't matter because we will need to pit again. Lap number 38 will be 19 laps to the 57th lap. So this is probably now.
I just watched him cross the start-finish line, and I didn't know who was it gonna be Garland Oaks or was it Randy Waugh? And Randy Waugh just nipped him out. Bob Sire was right there behind him, and it was pretty close to see who was gonna lead that lap.
Great racing so far. Like I said, smaller pack, a lot of room to move around out here. This is some good stuff. Even though it's just turned into an exhibition race tonight, it's awesome. Thank you, drivers, for staying in here and getting the thing rolling. We knew Brian Rawson had to leave early because he has to work super early in the morning. So
Plus,
the early...
with the problems we had, we were running probably about 30 minutes later than we normally do.
Might have been about an hour, actually, because usually the broadcast is live at 7:30 and the guys are going on green by 8. We were about 8:45 I think. No, not quarter. Yeah, was it quarter to... Yeah, it was about 8:30 to 8:45 before they got it rolling. So, and with a shorter format, that allows Rawson to come out here and race every Sunday because it starts earlier, and we're only running 57 laps now in season 3. So, just unfortunate for him that his super early work schedule And the 45 to 60 minutes it took for us to kind of figure everything out, how we were going to make this happen, kind of pushed him into retiring early. But
out of the cars left running, just looking, and I know it's not a points race, but so far John Godfrey, Ulysses Sandoval, Chuck Taylor have not led a lap yet. Now, saying that, like I said, it's an exhibition race, no points, but when it comes down to points racing, that's something that little extra points, because they run the point series just like the old school point series. 5 points for leading a lap, 5 points for leading the most laps. It's roughly 5 points spread in between each position until it gets down a little ways. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but if you looked at a export, it gives you the rundown on who, what, and where. So that leading a lap, it's something you want to kind of, if you're racing for points, you always want to try to get that one lap led if you can.
And you mentioned early in the race too, like guys were staying out under the yellow flag that we had to get that lap led. Doesn't really matter in an exhibition race, but I do the same thing. Even if I'm in an exhibition race, it doesn't even enter my mind. I'm like, I wonder if I can get that lap, get that lap in. And yeah, it's an exhibition race, but you're always trying to do it. It's just when you're in the car driving, you're always looking for that point, even though there is no points.
I've always said that I've never been, I never did what they call points racing. So, when you get down to that comes more into play when you get down to the end of the season, where you're, keeping track of points, and I got to beat this guy by so much this week, and I got to do that, I never did that, but I always, you're always points racing. You're always mindful of that. I can lead a lap, I want to. But I always just go out, race, don't worry about the points, let the points fall where they fall. Do the best you can. If you're always, if you're always finishing well, there's a chance that you can win a championship. And of course, that strategy got me the 2025 Senior Outlaw Championship this year. So
there you go. So doing some math, looking up a 19-lap fuel window, lap 53 to 54 will be probably the latest that most of these guys can go. Because we did have a group come in a lap after the first group. So
if it's going to end, and we don't know that for sure, but if it's going to end under green flag conditions, you want to go as long as you can, to the point where that you can go, and if you don't want it to have to pit and take a can and a half of fuel, if you can take 1 can or half a can. Most of them will try to go as long as they can, not take any tires, and then just get in, get it out, and go. It takes maybe 2 seconds more or 3 seconds more to get a half a can more of fuel, but that's time that you're going to lose on the track. So
do you think, because if you pit now and got full service, you'd have enough gas to make it to the end of this thing? If you had a couple of buddies and you were willing to do that,
right,
would that be worth doing? You'd need probably 3 or 4 cars to make that happen draft-wise.
Right. You'd have to go, you'd want at least 4 cars, probably. As many cars as we got out here, you'd probably a minimum of 4 cars. You want to go with the 4 drivers that that can get in, get tires, get whatever you do. I don't think you'd go for 2 tires. I think you're close enough to where you'd only get probably, even not even taking tires. The advantage of that, though, is even if you took right side tires, you would come out, you'd be out there, as long as all 4 of you guys come out and we did grid, you'd be running, decent lap times. Should the caution come out, you'd be up front. You don't have to pit. You'd move yourself up front.
Right. And everybody in front of you would go because they have to.
Yep.
You don't have to.
Yep. Yeah, that would be the biggest advantage of it. But like I said, you'd want to do it with 4 guys that could just get it done. It's because if you get out there and a half a lap of just, goofing off and not getting tied up, not getting that nice tight line going, you'd lose so much.
See, and I wonder too, being from that lap 34, 35 when these guys were pitting, you're about 4 short to make it to the end of the race. It would be pretty tough to try to create 4 laps out of that fuel situation. So if it was a little bit tighter, pitting super early might not work out, because then guys might be able to be like, oh cool, yellow came out, I could just save that gas.
Yeah.
So then it's like, and then of course these guys are running through all these scenarios in their head while they're driving it, but right next to each other out here at 200 miles an hour. They're trying to do the math in their head and going, what if this, what if that, what if this, You would think that Martinsville or Bristol would be the more exhausting race for a driver that races in this. Now, physically, yes, it could be, because you're turning a lot more. But mentally, at Martinsville and Bristol, tracks like that, Dover, it's basically what they call a rhythm track. You find a rhythm that's boom, throttle brake, boom, throttle brake, boom, throttle brake. Here it's just hammer down and go. But mentally, this is probably one of the most tiring racetracks you'll ever run, because you're back there where Perry Vaughn is, who is currently in about the 6th position, and you're trying to figure out, what do I got to do to get up near that front? What do I got to do to get up there and win? And any little mistake, because of such high speeds, if you lose that draft, you're cooked. Yeah. It's not like somebody can make a mistake. Like if you're running at Dover or Martinsville and you're 5 seconds behind the guy in front of you, if he gets off of his rhythm, you catch him pretty quick. Oh yeah. Here that pack just it's gone. You'd be surprised if we'll say you're Ulysses Sandoval where he is right now, and all of a sudden he's in 3rd spot. He decided he wanted to pull out and he wanted to pass. It's like pulling a parachute. Yes, it is. Boom! It just stops. If you don't have that person behind you helping you, you just go boom. It slows you right down. So there's so much strategy in it. Yeah, and using Ulysses as an example, if Sire and Waugh go with him, piece of cake. He's fine. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah. He's done the right move, and they go. But if they don't go with him, he goes all the way to the back. Yeah, and that's when having teammates like if a lot of these guys, like he's Team Wrecking Ball, right? There's no other Wrecking Ball guys out here. Garland Oaks. Garland Oaks, yeah. Yeah, but he's that's the same thing. If Garland was to move up a lane, that could be him calling to Ulysses, like, here, come and get. Oh, look at that! They almost looked like they wanted to do it. But now he knows he's got that guy out there. Now we're getting down to close to just about 8 laps to go. Time goes flying by on these tracks. You've got everybody starting to position themselves. You got Randy Waugh, Seth Cole, Adam Simonic there, Robert Breedlove, and Robert Spring on the bottom. Just trying to get that bottom groove going. They're just kind of catching up to Chuck T. I know that Robert Spring is a lap down, but he, once the pack caught him, was able to tuck right in behind him and go. So hopefully Chuck's got a good enough car that he can just tuck in behind him and stay with him. But now this is the time he's trying to remember. Also, we still have a pit stop to make, so you got to figure out who you're going with. They're all up there just above us in team speak, and I'm sure hey, you're gonna go with me. Let's pit together. And some of them guys have got whispers. So like the Wrecking Ball guys, they're like, all right, we're gonna pit this time. Let's see if we can get so and so to go with us. And I want to try to keep John Godfrey and Bob Sire right now with them, because that's the line they're running and it's going well. If they're running to if they're going to run this tank dry, within the next 4 laps, it's going to be when they're going to be going down. So once you see that main line, I'm guessing Garland right now is still running the middle. Start seeing him move down when they want to pit. Yeah, he'll claim that low lane and then probably run a couple of laps before they come down. That's usually how it goes. Have you ever gotten to the point where you were going to pit, missed, let's say you were on the high side, you couldn't pit. Yeah. You needed to pit that lap. Yeah. And then you get down the backstretch and you're creeping down around 2 pounds of fuel pressure. Yeah. And hoping that you can just make it. You run out of gas as you hit the entrance to pit road, the line. So you're doing 55, but you have no means to keep that 55. So you're coasting till you go into your pit stop, and that is it's the most heartbreaking thing. Yeah, it's satisfying at the same time though, because if you actually make it to the pit stall, because that happened on Thursday at the Talladega Challenge over there at Rolling Thunder, we had a situation where the whole race was green. They had a yellow flag early, the whole thing went green, and under one of those green flag cycles of pits. Keith Bynum got hooked up in something, got spun out on the grass, back out onto the track. The yellow flag did not come out because everybody was on pits. He had to then get that thing going again from a standstill, and then he ended up running out of gas right about here on the back straightaway because he lost all his momentum, had to get it geared back up again, and it's like, you know, Seth and Michael said it, like, we don't know if Keith can make it back around because he took it right to the end. You know, he was in that last group to pit, and that's...
I'm sorry, I pulled down to the bottom there, but I just got a message from him a little bit ago that they are about 3 to 4 laps short on fuel.
Right, so my calculations were correct, and everybody has to pit.
Do you see everybody kind of forming down to the bottom now? So we're going to be seeing pit stops here soon.
Yeah.
It's a good sign that they're coming.
Yeah, because that middle lane is the fast lane, and once Oaks moved everybody down to that yellow line, that's saying, hey, in the next couple laps, they're definitely going in. Which they actually might be coming in right now. Because this will be lap 54. They could probably go one more lap if they wanted to.
Guarantee you there'll be probably no tire changing at all. It'll just be fuel. Here goes Aaron Garland Oaks. Oh, geez, about everybody, except for, I think, the lap down car.
All of them
the
in
two
there,
lap down
perfection.
cars. Just saying, all the lap cars, lead lap cars came down and pitted. Two lap down cars did not. Yeah, did a great job.
Yep.
Let's just see Curiosity. No one taking tires. Who gets off pit road first?
Sorry, Mike get left behind here. We got Simonic behind him, but there's a pretty big gap between those guys and that main group.
Looks like Ulysses Sandoval was the first one in and out. He is going to be the lead car as of right now. They are still just building up that momentum, building up the speed. John Godfrey, Barry Perrybon, and Ulysses Sandoval got a little bit of a gap on them. You got Garland Oaks, Randy Waugh, and Robert Breedlove. 3 cars back there that are, they're together.
This is interesting now. So there's a 3-car pack at front. There's a big enough gap there. There's another 3-pack. But see, they're within drafting distance, I believe.
Yeah, Seth Cole is the one he's got to hope that he can catch on to the back of Robert Breedlove. And, we're running out of laps. We're coming around to about 3 to go here. Because that second group has caught them.
Yep. Everybody's clear
road here. Yeah.
On black flags. Nothing's popped up on our list for black flags as of yet. So everybody made a flawless pit stop, as far as we can tell.
See, you saw Robert Spring and Chuck T hang out one extra lap. And just because there was 2 of them and whatnot, they come out and they've lost about, a quarter track distance just because, they went in and pitted together. You get Garland Oaks, Randy Waugh, and Robert Breedlove on that high side, trying to see if they can get that high side to work. Perry Bond pulls up. Garland pulls down.
This is going to be a good finish, dude. 3 wide here now. What is going on? Almost 3 wide. It looks like Perry wants to go. He's got nobody behind him to push him.
2 to go.
Now, if Breedlove pushed, why not go 2 rows, 3 wide each, right?
The last lap,
6 cars.
I'm trying to remember who was on the. I know Garland was on the high side. They've switched positions, all flopped all around here.
Yeah, that would be something if they went 3 wide, because then it would be the same 6 cars with just two rows. Well, anybody that you're looking at here can definitely get it done. We got 1 lap to go here at the line, and the white flag will come up.
So far advantage on the inside, but like we say, the advantage goes on the inside on the ends or end going into the corner.
Robert Spring did get a black flag. He is 1 lap down though, so
he's got to learn how not to speed down pit road. That's his problem. Perry Bond drops to the bottom. That makes that bottom line 4 cars.
Yep.
That's going to be a big help.
It's a help for Oaks and Waugh, because that you can see it stalled Ulysses and Godfrey on that right lane. So what happens here?
No, Perry goes back to the high side. Robert Breedlove trying to make a run on the high side, didn't quite have the run. Well, here we go. Oh, Randy Waugh going high.
Waugh's
Look at this. Oh my God!
Oh, he's gonna push him.
Oh.
No, he didn't push him.
Oh,
He got around him.
No, they're gonna.
Door banging at
Oh,
the line.
Garland Oaks.
Garland got
0.02.
Yikes! That was fantastic.
That was crazy.
And Waugh, I thought he was gonna push. Garland.
It looked
But
like he was
he
there just for a second.
Yeah, he timed that. Let's see it here in the replay. It looked like he was going to push him, but just got around him. Right there. Didn't bring contact. And then
That was awesome.
Garland gives him a little slap just to rub it in there. That's cool.
That was crazy. Get to interview Robert Breedlove, Randy Waugh, and Garland Oaks.
Yeah. Where'd Oaks go? There he is. We got to put the flag in his hand before we get out of here. Oh. There's the congratulations slam. Yeah.
A little too hard a congratulations on that one. I got to check something out.
The gap from 1 to 2 is 0.02 seconds at the line.
It was crazy, but you trying to understand. You don't see it on your screen, but the car that he's in is a Ford Thunderbird. You know, Ulysses, the Wrecking Ball always runs Toyota. U-Man's in a Pontiac, so I don't know. They got to get their things figured out so that they're running the same mod.
Maybe the Toyota Camry contract ran out. We didn't get the memo.
Oh well, it could have with the Aero 88 series too. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's see if we can find Robert Breedlove here and get him in the channel with us. Robert Breedlove, you got Rod and Blaine up in the booth. You got you, buddy.
What's going on, guys?
For an exhibition race, that was a fun race to watch.
It was pretty intense there for a couple laps. We're all trying to fight that gas mileage.
Yeah, and then you get out there and you and Garland Oaks were on the high side, then you were on the bottom side, and then you were over here, and then you were over there.
Yeah, you can do that when it's not, no points involved. You can play around a little bit more.
Well, you guys playing around quite a bit more. I mean, it was just about the time we figured that group was going to do this and do that, and then all of a sudden someone would see a hole and jump in it, and that was pretty cool.
We had to give you guys something to talk about.
Yeah, it was pretty good, a pretty awesome race. So now my question is you've been here a little bit and off and on. You're going to try to run the whole season, see if you can go out there and take that championship, or does Sundays sometimes have other plans for you?
It all depends on what's going on with family, how the wife reacts.
The other half.
I'm going to be here more than I have been.
Yeah, but I'm just glad to see you out racing again. I've raced with you for quite a bit off and on, so you've done pretty good.
Appreciate that.
But like I said, exhibition race is kind of a good race to watch. It was fun to call, so I'm going to give you a chance to thank the people that got you here. We'll get on to the next guy. All right.
All right, man. I just want to thank Brian and them for putting this on, and you guys broadcasting it. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Robert.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and congratulations on your third place finish. Hopefully, we'll see you here in 2 weeks. You'll be here, and if you're here next week, you won't see us, but we'll see you here back here in 2 weeks, and maybe you get that win.
All right. You guys have a good night.
Thanks, Robert.
All right, Corey. Dad didn't win it, but he was darn close to getting it. Randy Waugh, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
So you ran, guys, the exhibition race. Not everybody was here tonight, which is fine. It was a great racing. You guys kind of put on a great show, changing lanes and moving around, and it 3 wide. It was awful. It was a lot of fun to race, and we thought for a minute that you were going to give Garland Oaks, well, Blaine did. He thought you were going to give him a heck of a shove and push him to the win, and last minute decision, you decided to go around him. I mean, 0.024. That's pretty darn close. You almost got him.
Yeah, I had a run, and he got a little bit off center. So at that point, I said, well, I'm just going to have to go around him. So I tried to go around him, but I had to back off a little bit. And then Robert gave me a good shove. And when he door banged me, if he hadn't done that, I would have gotten him. But that was a great move on his part. I mean, I probably would have done that too. That's the only chance he has to door bang me. But that was a lot of fun.
You're always running really good at the super speedways anyways. We always seen you run up near the front. You don't win them all, which a lot of people don't, but you always run right there, and you always do real good at it.
Yeah, I enjoy these, but sometimes I get a little tired of them, having about 3 or 4 a week.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy them.
Oh, we were talking about you in the broadcast. It seems like wherever we're broadcasting, I always seem to see you there. So how many nights a week do you race?
Almost every night if I can. Sometimes Tuesday nights, there's not a lot of racing going on, but I think Chris started his league on Tuesday night now, so I've been racing over there.
I think the moral of that story is if you're brand new to NASCAR race in 2003 and you want to join a league, you're not going to get number 21. It's probably been claimed by Randy, so pick a different number.
I hope so.
That's a good one. I like that. I was talking to my my niece's husband this weekend, and because we were up there, and I was telling him, I said, he wants to get into doing it. And I was, we'll get you a computer, we'll get you hooked up. And I go, what night do you think you want to race? He goes, I don't know. What nights do they race? I said, what night do you think you want to race? Because there's one every night.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that love this sport, and I'm amazed that you can have full field almost every night.
Yeah,
most nights we're broadcasting live in competition with Top Dragster and JTN and FRN. Like, obviously not FRN tonight. Seth's off the track, but like on Tuesdays we're in competition with Hobo, because they're running with Top Dragster and Andrew Miller over there. So it's like, like you say, name your night. Like if there's a race somewhere, SMO races on Mondays, Mavericks on Tuesdays. And so is Chris's Back to the Future series, and Fast on Sundays, ASR on Sundays.
ASR on Wednesdays too, and Thursdays.
RTG on Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. And it's just endless. And that's just the leagues that we kind of all hang out in together.
Yeah, and no,
it's not even counting the other 5 million people. Not maybe not that many, but like there's probably 5,000 other people that play this game that wouldn't even know the names of the leagues, because they just operate in a different spot of the internet. We've never even come across them yet.
Yeah, there's one league out there called Old Farts Racing.
Perfect.
And I haven't raced there, but it seemed like they have decent turnout.
Yeah, we forget to talk about when does Open Speedway run? When does CCR run? There's just so many leagues.
There's 2 more leagues.
Yeah, CCR is almost every night.
Yep.
If FSB is still out there,
FSB is still out there, yep. And then CRA, that's Seth's league.
There's American Online Racing is another league that I know about, but
yeah. So if you want to race, there's somewhere to race.
If you do, just be mindful that if you're running where Randy does, like you said, you're not going to get to 21.
Nope.
Yeah, I hope to make it famous. But it's good. It's good racing with Seth tonight.
Yeah.
But I'm about to get a new cockpit and everything, a new setup, and in a couple of weeks, and I may start trying some iRacing.
Cool.
Yeah, you're gonna struggle for maybe about a week or 2 once you just get that thing right, and then once you do, you'll be back on point.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. 'Cause right now I'm on the desk and chair, and you can't get exactly right every time. Plus, the way I sit, I can't rest my heel on the plate. My feet are like at the top of the pedals, so I never get to rest my feet.
Oh, yeah. Wow, so you're hovering the whole time.
Yes.
Yikes.
But I've gotten used to it, and I can handle it all right like that. But I think I'd do better if I could, rest my heel on the heel plate.
I've seen people take pedals and put them upside down and use them that way. ECCI makes a pedal that way, but you know what I mean. But it's still you're still your heels down. If you're floating your feet, that's pretty impressive that you can do that. And, that's tough.
Yeah. The upside down thing is cool because then it's like a real car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about getting the inverted pedals, but I'm so used to these, I don't think I want to go to that. I'm looking at those Simpson hydraulic pedals. I'm
nice.
not getting those.
Very cool. Well, I'm going to ask the question I asked Breedlove, the same thing, and I know that you run around all year. Now, last season, did you run the full season?
No, I didn't. Not here. I only ran maybe 4 or 5 races at the most.
So you think you might come over and try to run the full season and try to go for the championship?
I think I might this time. My Sunday nights are free, so I think I'm going to race over here and see what I can do.
Well, that'd be really cool. I'm sure Brian would be glad to have you over here fighting with the championship, try to take it away from him, or either him or Brian Rawson.
Oh, I could beat either one of those guys.
There you go.
With my hands tied behind my back.
That is the confidence we were hoping for. Well, all right. Well, congratulations on your second place finish. Heck of a run there. Good try to sneak away from at the end. And I'm going to give you the opportunity to thank the people that got you here, and we'll get on to Garland Oaks. All
right, buddy. First, I have to thank you guys for putting your time into this. Y'all do an amazing job. I love watching it every week. Corey loves to watch it. I haven't had a good finish lately to where I could do a shout out to Corey, so I have to get him a good one tonight. But shout out to my son Christian, my grandsons Adrian, Asher, and Asa, and Corey. We got close. We're gonna get one soon. Have a good week, buddy.
All right, well, there you go. Your second place finisher for the night. Randy Waugh, congratulations, bud.
Thank you. You guys have a good evening.
All right. Garland Oaks, do we got you, buddy?
You got me.
All right, first question. A Thunderbird?
Well, so if you go back and you actually look at what Buddy actually drove those particular years, Buddy was in a Ford Thunderbird. His last vehicle was a used Bill Elliott car.
Okay.
That's how he finished his career. So, considering we're running the Aero 88s, I decided that if we was going to put Buddy's paint scheme on it, then and I talked to Joey about it, which is his son, to make it all happen. And I told him I wanted to run the 67. He gave me permission. But in this particular mod, since it is a mod that when Buddy was actually running that era, I decided I'd put the full panel paint scheme on it, and we'd roll it out on the track.
Nice. Well, because I'm just so used to you being part of Wrecking Ball, where you guys all run Toyotas, and they always run the same thing. And I see Poppy was out there in the old Pontiac, so I was like, wonder why he's in a Toyota. But now it makes sense.
Yeah, this is the only league that I do something different in, and it's because it's actually a car that he actually ran. So
that's very, very cool. So you ran up front all night. You got shuffled back a little bit on pit stops and whatever, but you were right there. I have to say it's probably due to that Ford Thunderbird. Back then they were pretty aerodynamically advantaged, I would say.
Yeah. Reason I was shuffled back on that coming out the pits is I didn't have third gear for. 3/4 of the night, so I won the race without third gear. So we like I said, we kept it up front. I got a good bump a couple of times, was able to get it back up there. Ulysses short pitted us and only took a splash on that last pit stop. We all took a half, and that got us in the back. But the good thing about it is that when Randy come back up through there, I just went with Randy, and so Randy pushed me on up towards the front, and I knew he was going to try to come around me there at the end. I bumped him a little bit so it'd slow him up coming down to the tri-oval. So
that was pretty close. 0.024 seconds.
I'll take it all day long, fellas.
As long as you're holding that checkered flag, it don't matter.
I want y'all to know this is the first time that I have actually won a broadcast race here tonight. At this point, it's the first time that y'all have ever had me in the booth. So, this is pretty exciting this evening.
Just say we don't think we've ever talked to you before, like live in a podium winning finish. Because and I was gonna say too, it was an awesome little door slap they gave Randy at the checkered flag there. It's like, yeah, no, this is mine. Boom.
Exactly. Yeah, I've won some races over at Primetime that you all haven't broadcasted. I've come in over at what's the other league it runs tonight?
Fast?
Not Fast, but the one that Josh 2 runs his egg race in.
SMO. Yes, SMO.
Yep.
SMO. I've come in second several times at SMO over there, so.
Oh, that's cool.
But tonight's special. This is the first time I've actually come out and run tonight, and I ended up having to admin a little bit there to make it all happen. But it was a fun night, and like I said, I'll probably come back. A lot of times on Sundays I don't race because work. I have to clean up everything from the week before and start back. Owner's job's never done in the IT world. So
yeah,
that's the thing too. Winning here on, especially in a green, like it went green pretty much the whole time. Like there was only one. We only had one yellow flag, and that was early. And then to be able to pull that off, green flag pitting is not easy to do. And to come out where you did, even though it wasn't in front after that last cycle, that's kind of a good spot to be, because that you just can drive right by those guys, and that obviously that's what you did.
Yeah, and Ulysses knew I was doing it too, so because I had him on Whisper, so he knew I was coming, and he knew as soon as I got up there to him, I was coming one way or the other. So
yeah,
tried to go high and got blocked, and then that's when we went low.
We were watching. I mean, you guys. One thing about it is, it was an exhibition race, so there's no points. That's fine. But you guys put on a wicked show.
Fantastic.
Just moving, moving high line, low line. We're like, yeah, I say, Garland Oaks and this. Oh, wait, nope, never mind. They're not on the top. They're on the bottom. And guys just kept changing on us.
And it's nice that they dropped the lap count too, so it gets the race over with a little bit quicker, I guess, so people can get back to their Sunday evening. I mean, we started later tonight, but the broadcast really, it's only an hour and 15 minutes right now. So
yeah, we went through it pretty quickly. I think we could have run that extra 10 laps and we'd all been perfectly fine with it. But yeah, I guess they're used to. We're used to always having a few more cautions. I mean, we've several of the other leagues have here lately, run the same. We were all run 66 laps at Talladega. So, several other leagues, we've had 5 and 6 cautions during the race, and that extends it a little bit, especially when you're going around 2.5 miles, 4 laps. So
I'm going to ask the question. I've asked everybody tonight. You kind of poked around it a little bit, but I've been asking everybody. Minded, this is an exhibition race. Next Sunday will be a points race. Unfortunately, we won't be here, but we'll be over to SMO. But do you think you might? It's only an 8-race season. You think you can get in here, maybe sneak a championship out?
I like I said, Sundays is always the busy day for me, trying to get everything lined up and put on the calendar for the next week. And so, like I said, I've Alex, my son, that y'all have actually seen race for too.
Race with him.
Yeah, me and him's got busy day starting tomorrow, and half of Tuesday's already booked this week. So, and I think probably part of Wednesday's already booked too. So, Sunday's a good day for me to sit down and actually do this, and spend a little time with the family in the evening. So, a lot of times I don't get on here on Sunday night. So,
oh, okay. Well, I just it'd be nice to see you come in here and compete for the championship, but I get it. You got life gets in the way a lot of the times. So, but that's not bad. Congratulations on your win tonight, then.
Thank you, fellas.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
awesome.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to thank the people that got you here, and we'll get this thing over and done with.
Well, first of all, I'd like to give a shout out. My wife let me come race tonight, so shout out to Latondra, and shout out to my kids, John David and Alex Miguel and Ashlyn Noel, and of course shout out to all my team Wrecking Ball members. We had Seth step in tonight and help out, and of course Ulysses was out here. I missed a few of the rest of them, and I hate that Jeffrey ended up retiring early, but overall it was a fun night, and it was kind of a step up for me to have to do some admin, but we're grateful to be out here. Fellas, y'all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Garland.
All right, thank you, Garland.
That was
Well,
super
there you
cool,
go.
man. Yeah.
It was a good race, actually.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I haven't talked to this guy in a really long time because, yeah, he's been getting podium finishes when we haven't been broadcasting the races, and then to actually win this thing. And again, 15 cars start the thing, and it's not easy to do that, especially going green the whole way. So that was an awesome race to watch.
And how he feels, because before I got over here and started doing this with you guys, and actually before I learned about ASR, Talladega Nights, RTG, all of these other leagues and stuff that I've been running with, I ran with Hobo Racing, as you talked about, the top dragsters doing them. We didn't televise a lot of the races because Joe Toe was doing Maverick. And at that time, Hobo didn't really know. I didn't know who you were. You know what I mean? I didn't know Top Dragster, Flat Out, Tarnation TV, all that stuff. And I would win races, not televised ones.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get what he's saying. It's nice to be able to get out here in a televised race and actually win it and get a chance to get up there and talk to the people and get an interview.
And it's cool. You can save that link and put it in your portfolio, and yeah, it's fun, like the broadcasting side of it. It gets a good chunk of hits, and then it'll be there forever. So somebody might stumble across that one day and like, is that Granddad talking on there? I'm like, yes, it is. But it's neat.
It's the same idea as I'm at the go-kart track, talking to a kid named Colt Martin. His dad and family runs the go-kart series. The kids won many championships in the go-karts. Won 2 championships in pure stocks, basically a 4-cylinder front-wheel drive car.
Okay.
Now he's racing modifieds, and this first race ever, in an official race ever in a modified, he won. And so me and him were sitting there. We talk a lot. He knows who I am. My career of racing, and I know his, obviously, because he's a younger kid. But I get over there one day and he was like, yeah, I saw a race of you racing on YouTube. And I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, you put a whooping on him.
Nice.
So it was kind of cool to have a kid 15 years old at the time, happened to see an old race of mine on YouTube and just, thought that was cool.
That's wild. That's so awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of broadcasts that go around, man. Like, so many different broadcasters, I can't even name all of them.
Yeah.
Some of them have come and gone, and it's like, there's always somebody doing it. I never thought I'd be the one doing it, but hey, here we are.
Yeah.
And yeah, like thanks to Jeffrey Elliott for hosting this thing tonight, because Wolf wasn't able to make it in.
Absolutely.
And there's always somewhere we can go. And it's, and again, yeah, Jeffrey Elliott was a big, there's my dog scratching herself. You can hear the thumping on the floor. Even Jeffrey Elliott back in the old days before Tarnation TV was even a thing, that's where we sort of started it. Brian Wolf and I, and used Talladega Nights as a test bed. A lot of garbage broadcasts were done to be able to hone this thing and tighten it up. So, yeah, it turned into something people want. So.
And you speak of Brian Wolf, he's a little under weather tonight. Hopefully he's going to get feeling a little better, and we'll hopefully see him in 2 weeks when we run. We'll be over to SMO, but hopefully he's getting better, and we can't wait to see him back here.
Yep, that's it. Next week right here at the ASR Super Sundays, make sure to tune into race number 1. That'll be broadcasted by Flat Out Racing Network. Seth Cole will be doing the talking, because we'll be over at SMO. Join us on Tuesday and, of course, on Thursday as well. So, yeah, man, good luck with all your stuff this week.
Thank you.
We'll be thinking of you, buddy. And, I guess, long story short, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. I'm going to let my dog out. Keep your stick on the ice.